Hi Leo, I'm Pam and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for July 2015. Happy 4th of July to my USA friends out there. This month I decided to use a tarot deck, the same one that I used in the mid-month of June update, the Aquarian Tarot by David Palladini. And at the end of this reading, instead of using an angel card, I am going to get messages for you from this crystal that I've been using for a very long time in my private readings. Also, please note, this is a general reading, so if you would like to get insights just for you, you would need to have a private reading. Please be sure to watch your rising sign videos and your moon sign videos for more insight and information, because there might be some months that you find that they will make more sense to you than your sun sign video will. And I've provided a link posted below this video that you can go to and enter in your information, but you do need your birth time for finding out your rising sign. So now on to your reading for July. I am going to shuffle the cards in front of you this month, so we're both seeing what comes up at the same time. So this reading is for Leo. Leo, what's going to be coming up for Leo for July 2015? So the first card you have in your reading today, Leo, you have the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles to me is a card that symbolizes being at peace and contentment with your life and having financial stability and abundance behind you. I feel for some of you Leos, you've actually reached some kind of boiling point. I hear that you were wondering and waiting how long it was going to take things to like come down or drill down or, you know, come to it. And I'm hearing it finally has, Leo. I feel that many things happened that comes in to defy logic around you, people you're involved with, people in your life, people you work with, family members, loved ones. I just get things happened here that just simply defies logic. And I do pick up that some people in your lives have really done some stupid things, especially in the past 5 to 6 weeks leading up to now. I feel that you are getting your head on straight and your thinking is going to be in straight alignment. Like you're really being almost like prepared for battle if you have to. And just like being prepared or being prepared for battle. I'm surprised you don't have Nine of Rods show up here because that card can also mean that. For some of you, I feel that someone new entered your life in spring, a new love partnership or potential love partnership entered in the springtime. And for those of you either single or not single, I get sexual chemistry floating all around you in your life right now. So whether you're single or whether you're in a couple, I feel that is pertaining to right now and moving forward. Your lust level is very high right now, Leo. So they're saying, you know, you might want to like calm it down just a little bit, not too much. Because if it's a new relationship, you know, that's definitely a positive thing and awesome to have going on. But they're saying you might want to calm it down or back it down a little bit just in that department, because if you've just recently met someone, you might want to take it a little slow. Chemistry is going to be really strong for you Leos right now. Wow, they keep talking about it. And for some of you, I feel it's also time to change your mind about something. Change your mind and leave any kind of unhealthy situation that you could be in and go in a new direction. So for some of you, this card is showing up to talk about that. And I do feel that many of you Leos want to be with a partner that really treats you right and respects you, which that's what we all should want, but it is coming up here. They are talking about that. So I feel like you must be doing some kind of review of like, how have people treated you? Have you been treated with respect? Have you been in relationships where people have met, you know, your partner has met your emotional needs as well as shown you respect? I feel that many of you Leos are thinking that over and focusing on that and weighing what has this one done in the past or what has that one done, because you want to make sure that that's what's happening now in the relationship. Even though there's all this crazy chemistry for those of you that just recently met someone in the spring like they talked about, and if you're not even if you haven't met them yet, I feel like, you know, because as I've said in other videos, other months, we're all not born on the same day, the same time, the same month, the same year. So everybody's time frames are going to be slightly different. Some of you Leos that were single have already met this, you know, awesome, highly charged chemistry relationship. You've already met. For some of you Leos, you haven't met them yet, but you're doing this thought process of like deciding what it is you want in a partner and what you're willing to tolerate from somebody and what you're not. So this is the reason for the Nine of Pentacles showing up here in your reading. Now, the next card you have here, Leo, in your Psychic Tarot reading for July 2015, you have the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles to me is a card that symbolizes having to make a decision or a choice between two things. And see, there's water behind him in this, or her in this card. And that symbolizes emotions. So there's emotions tied up with this decision or choice. Now, the decision or choice could be about anything. It could be about money because the card is Pentacles, which is a money-related card, or possessions, but it can be anything. A decision or a choice about, you know, a relationship, or, you know, where to live. It could be so many things. What career path to choose. I have to listen why it's showing up here for you today. I feel that many of you are going to feel like people have tripped you up and that you've been kind of scammed or deceived or lied to. Some of you have already come to these conclusions. Some of you are starting to realize it now and coming to those conclusions right now. For some of you, this is going to be about the past, but it's still affecting you. It's affecting you now. I hear for some of you there's going to be new common ground, and I feel that some of you are going to be dividing a property or some kind of estate. This could be through, you know, family members passing away and you have to divide the estate with your siblings. This could indicate dividing property or an estate if you're going through a divorce and any kind of litigation of that nature. It could be if you've sold a business, if your partners bought you out of a business, if you had a business partnership and now there's going to be a division of property in an estate such as a business estate. It just depends on which Leo you are. Don't get mad at me, Leo. Don't. But they said to me, some of you Leos are going to be divided where your egotistical or ego-driven side is arguing with your logical mind side. Now, we all have our egos. Everybody on this planet has an ego. So I don't mean that in a negative sense, but our egos drive one side of our mind and ourselves, and our logic drives another part of ourselves. And I'm hearing you're having this like little bit of a war between those two sides. Next month, truth-telling is really going to be revealed. Lots of truth-telling going on. And I'm going to say something right here. I am recording this on June 20th, and we are still in the shadow of Mercury in retrograde. I'm assuming they're talking about next month, meaning August, because this is a July video, but I am recording it in June, so some of you may be finding that there's truth-telling and revealing going on in July. You're not the first sign to get this. There was another sign that got something similar as well. And I want to say here, as I've said, I'm not an astrologer, but I do follow it and read up on it and have been interested in it my whole life. So I do try to find out what's going on astrologically, and I did read up on Neptune going retrograde, and there is also other influences going on here, not just that could be having secrets coming out and being revealed. And so truth-telling, in your case, it's coming out as truth being told, whether by you or whether it's by somebody else that you're going to hear it from. Could even be in a work-related situation. Doesn't always have to be a romantic situation. I feel that truths are coming out and getting revealed, especially in July and possibly in August as well. And I do feel for many of you Leos, next month, they keep wanting to talk about next month, so it's either July or August, that you are going to be doing well financially. Your finances are going to be picking up. So any of you that have been struggling or worried about your financial picture, I do feel it improving next month. So now the card you have crowning your reading today, Leo, with the Lucky Mermaid, you have this Page of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Pentacles is an earth sign person. This could either be a male or a female because it's a page, and sometimes the pages are children, but not always. And the Page of Pentacles symbolizes an earth sign person. This would be a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. That could be their sun sign, their rising sign, or their moon sign. Or they could be just having the personality traits of what would go along with a Page of Pentacles right now for in the time of this reading. And the Page of Pentacles is somebody that tends to have a deep sensitivity. They can be very empathic, where they can read other people's emotions and feelings, and they themselves are quite sensitive. They're usually very concerned about money, making money, saving money. If they're operating from the negative side of the Page of Pentacles, they could be having emotional upheavals and emotional upsets. They could also be prone to not being good with their money, like losing money, gambling money, money slipping through their fingers like water. They could also be prone to depression, and some real emotional issues can kick up if they're operating from the negative side of the Page of Pentacles. I feel some of you, I hate to say this, it's negative, and I got to tell you, because if I get it, I'm going to say it. I know some of you don't like it when I do that, but I feel that some of you Leos, some, are going to find out that somebody in your family passed away. So it may not be a close relative to you. I'm not sure, because the way I'm hearing it, it sounds like you're finding it out maybe after the fact, or but it's somebody in your family. I feel some of you are going to find this out. I feel that some people are going to be quite accusatory at this time and lashing out at each other and blaming each other. So there could be some blame going on around this death, where you're going to hear of like some people in your family blaming somebody, like not looking after this person enough, or not taking care of the person that died enough, or just like anything connected to do with the death, dealing with any financial matters, or power of attorneys, or executorships, or it could be, just feeling like nobody was paying attention enough and the person shouldn't have passed away. I don't know. I'm getting like all these weird issues around this death where accusations, people blaming each other. I'm not really feeling so much like you're in the middle of it. I feel like you're hearing about it. You may be on the peripheral of what's going on here. Now, for some of you, you may be right smack in the middle of it. It's going to be different for all of you, but this page could be of somebody that was in your family that passed away that you're going to hear about. For some of you, you're going to be taking a trip and traveling quite far to see this person. So that could either mean you're attending a funeral and you're traveling for the funeral, or this person is still living in your life and you are going to visit them. It could also be that, Leo. I feel this person is a Taurus. That's the sense that I'm getting the strongest, but it could be a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. But I heard my guides say Taurus there, so just so you know that. Somebody out there, they may have had a gastrointestinal bypass surgery. I don't even know if that's the right words there. That went wrong. There could have been surgery that went wrong, and that's why they passed. So that could be the accusations flying, blame going in different directions due to that, Leo. So for some of you, that's the reason this has happened for this Page of Pentacles. For some of you, I'm hearing coughing, sputtering, asthmatic kind of breathing problems or COPD conditions, and also varicose veins. That could be somebody that's elderly. So for some of you, the person that passed may have had those issues that I just spoke of. And I don't necessarily feel like they're the same person that they're talking about. Because one of the people, somebody here that's had issue, it was breathing problems, a lot of breathing problems. For some of you, the person that passed, it was to do with a surgery that could have had to do with something with the digestive system, or like a bypass, gastro bypass surgery could have gone wrong. So it just depends on which Leo you are. I feel feelings of guilt may come up here for you, Leo, but not that anything is your fault. Just the feeling of, I wish I was there more for that person. Like you feeling like, I wish I was there more. That kind of feeling. Not like anything that happened here has anything to do with anything you did or didn't do. So I hate to bring that up there, but that was surprising. I did not expect to hear that message from the Page of Pentacles. Now, as I said in the beginning, this is a general reading, so all the things I'm going to pick up here are not necessarily going to make sense to all of you Leos. So I encourage you, as I said in the beginning, to please check out your rising sign or your moon sign when you watch one of these videos that you feel like it's just not speaking to you directly. So the next card you have in your layout today, Leo, you have the Ten of Rods. And the Ten of Rods is a card to me that symbolizes this is heading off on a new horizons, heading off to new and better horizons and a new path or a new journey. But it can also symbolize that you're carrying these 10 rods, and these 10 rods are burden. However, the 10 rods of burden are a blessing because they are knowledge and experience that are going to be an assistance and an aid and a help to you as you go off onto this new horizons. I hear that some of you Leos are going to be feeling a little bit stumped because I feel some of you are not or did not get credit for something that you did that you should have gotten credit for. And I'm hearing you say, hey, what's going on here? Like, and that could be at work, at your job, or it could even be in some kind of family situation that's, you've been really putting yourself out and going the extra mile and nobody's giving you any credit for that. So it could be in any sense, but I feel like you were supposed to get credit for something and you totally got passed over for it. And I feel you're kind of ticked off about it, Leo. And I feel you are going to speak up about it. I do feel you're going to speak up about it. And you should, rightly so. Any of you that are going to travel, I do feel that you're going to go with a friend or a companion. I'm getting traveling with a companion is also coming up here. I feel for some of you, this month of July is going to be making you feel like you're in a state of flux where you're shifting back and forth. Like, I don't feel like July is going to feel like an overly stable and grounded month for you. It doesn't mean that good things aren't going to be happening. It's just kind of like too much change and shifting things going on. Sometimes you're going to be feeling good and positive, and other times in the month you're going to be feeling a little blue or a little uncertain, because I just keep getting this like wobbly, unstable, fluctuating kind of feeling for you guys this month of July. Some of you are going to be having some precognitive dreams, and I feel that you're going to be mapping out some courses of action that you want to take. You could be mapping out a literal trip. You could be mapping out the courses of study that you want to be taking or doing or looking into. And some of you are just going to be mapping out what's the next steps and procedures that you're going to follow and institute in your everyday life. So mapping things out of all kinds comes up here, and I feel like you're really going to start doing it in July. Some of you in the month of July, you may start to feel like, I wish my life was different, or I wish I had a different life. But it's like, this is like all transitory. These are for the Leos that are in this flux state. Not all of you Leos are going to be feeling like that, but some of you definitely are. And I feel like you are going to want to seem more like your life is more cohesive and coherent. I feel that many of you Leos are not going to want to come off to people like you don't have it together, like you don't want to look like you're all over the place or feeling like the sands are shifting under your feet. You're not going to want to come off that way. So I feel like towards the end of the month of July, especially between the 25th and the 29th, especially the 25th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, especially the 28th, I feel that you're going to be like, okay, this is enough of this. I am now not going to have this kind of things happening over here and this uncertainty. So I have got to get my ducks in a row and my map and plan of what I'm going to do going forward. For some reason, the 25th through the 28th are really highlighted for you about, really getting down to the brass tacks of what you want to see happen in your life and start molding what you want to happen. Now, the last card in the tarot portion of today's reading for July 2015, Leo, you have the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups to me is a card that symbolizes, this would be a water sign male. This would be either a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. That would be their sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. And that could also be they could somebody in your life that's operating from that kind of personality traits right now of the King of Cups. And the King of Cups to me is somebody that is usually very good at telling stories. People really find him interesting. He can be quite personable. He's usually well liked. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's usually pretty smart. And he can feel very deeply and emotionally for you or for someone that he cares about. But if he's operating from the negative side of the King of Cups, he can be a bit of a control freak. He can like to control. He can sort of give you emotions and give someone emotions of love and feelings, and then he can pull them back. And then he can come forward with them, and then he can pull them back. That's can be a common thing with the King of Cups. And if he is operating also from the negative side, he could be prone to having problems with drinking. Alcoholism or just drinking too much can also come up with the King of Cups. I'm hearing he wants you to talk to him, and he wants you to spell things out for him, whoever this King of Cups is. For some of you, he's been feeling like you haven't really been there for him, and that he wants you there or back in his life or around him. He knows you're going away and that you could be selling your property or an estate or something. He knows about this. This is how it's coming up. For some of you, he really feels like you're ignoring him and you're not giving him the time of day. He could be exhibiting some kind of juvenile or childish behavior, especially because he's a king. So if he's a king, he's usually an older guy, not, a young guy. He could be like in his late 30s, early 40s going forward. Old habits die hard, they say, and I feel like he could even be somebody that's a bit of a religious freak or a religious fanatic, whatever word you want to use, or like overboard about certain things. And I feel like he doesn't want to there's certain things he doesn't want to give up. So for some of you, he may be somebody that has a habit. He could have a habit of drinking or a habit of gambling or some other issue. For some of you, he's just getting let out of the hospital. He's getting released from the hospital. And for some of you, he also could be getting released from some kind of rehab center. It could be a drinking rehab center or a physical therapy rehab center, or it could be getting out of a nursing home, let out of a nursing home, or hospital. Hospital was what actually came up first. I feel some of you want him to stop being so much of a bother to you, because I feel like he's kind of being a pain or a nuisance to you somehow. Like you're finding him like, oh my gosh, I don't want to deal with him anymore, or right now. Like I feel like he can be quite clingy, needy. He can latch on to you. And wow, he could be so many things to you. First and foremost, he could be your father. And secondly, he could be somebody that you're married to, or in a partnership, love partnership relationship. But whoever he is to you, he could even be an employer or a boss or a coworker that you're really attached to, or a relative, a brother, or, a son. But I really feel first and foremost, he feels like a father or somebody that you've been in a relationship with, either a marriage, like a marriage partner. I'm telling you, you are at your wit's end here. And I do feel like this guy right now is quite needy and clingy. Like he's needy and he's had a lot of issues, but I feel like this isn't new issues to you. I feel like you're like, oh, I've been dealing with this issue, and I feel like you're exhausted and tired of it for some of you. That's not going to make sense to all of you. So that's what I got there with the King of Cups. He's somebody going through some real transitional phase, and he's had to heal, and there's just some things he doesn't want to give up. And I feel like he's being let out of something, some institutional type of thing. Hospital, could be even a sanatorium or a sanitarium, could be like that. Could be, physical therapy rehab, or, some kind of addiction rehab, anything. It could just You guys have to think on it. I'm sorry. When the people cards come up, I hear what I hear, and it's always like there's always different avenues of what they can be. So you have to bear with me there, Leo. Such is the nature with general readings. So now I'm going to look into the crystal and see what messages come up for you for this month of July 2015. I hear Leos need to take back any hurtful words that they've said to anyone. So some of you Leos may need to apologize to some people. I'm sorry to say that if you don't like that message. And I feel that you've been bullied and pushed around long enough, and I feel that you've got people in your life that always expect you to do things, like you to change things, you to be in charge of everything, you to do everything. That's what's coming up here in this crystal. And I feel many of you Leos are tired of making things right for everyone else. And I feel some of you Leos really feel like there's some people that just don't appreciate you for who you really are. I hear July is going to come and go quickly for you, and August is really going to be your month. And for many of you Leos, that is your birth month. Some of you are born at the end of July, so happy birthday to those Leos out there that are born at the end of July. But they're saying for many of you Leos, August is really going to be your month. This is a challenging time, they're telling me, where you really need to look in deep into the depths of your soul. Because they're telling me you're going to be coming up with new conclusions, new ideas, and new inspirations that are going to help you and set you on this new course. And I have to say, that is what this card is. This card is getting on a new course. It's going on a new course of action to a new and better horizons. And I do get that you're going to be tired of playing games with anyone. And I do feel those of you that are feeling like you've been in relationships where you've been experiencing game playing, I get that you are done with it and you're going to step back from any game playing and you're not going to participate in that anymore, Leo. I get you've had it up to here with it. So I hope this reading made sense to you, and I certainly hope it was of some help. I'd like to thank you so much for watching and sharing and liking my videos. Thank you for Google Plusing and for subscribing. I do truly appreciate that. Please be sure to follow me on Facebook because I do post things there that you're not going to be able to see here on YouTube. And to follow me on Twitter because I also post tweets there on occasion. And be sure to subscribe because there are going to be some upcoming changes to my website in a few months. Maybe in a month or two, and also because you'll get notified anytime I post any videos, any mid-month updates, or any other videos I'm going to be posting here on my channel. So I hope you have an absolutely amazing month of July, Leo, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.